Hello and welcome to Elyssa Elephant. And right there she is. She is one cute little elephant. And that is for sure, my friends. Hey, first and foremost, make sure you have your notebook out and you're ready to take some good old notes. And here we go. Elyssa Elephant is thirsty. There is very little water on the African plains at this time of the year. Luckily for Elyssa and her herd, a local farmer gives a bucket of cool water to each elephant in Elyssa's family. Each bucket holds 2/3 gallons of water. If Elyssa's trunk holds 2/5 of a gallon, how many trunkfuls of water will Elyssa get to drink? All right, well, this is a division problem, and let's start off by doing a mathematical model, okay? So I'm going to start off just by making a big old fraction box here. Bam, there you have it. All right, now this is representing 1 gallon of water, right? Now, each bucket holds 2/3 of a gallon, right? So what I'm going to do is create 3 parts. So 3 parts means I'll draw 2 lines, 1, 2, and that gives me 1, 2, 3 parts. And the bucket contains 2/3 of a gallon. So that means I get to color in 2 of these bad boys. Let's do that right now. We'll do it with blue because blue is the color of water, right? Superb. All right, center that. All right, perfect. Now, this represents the 2/3 gallons of water in the bucket, right? Now, Elyssa's trunk holds 2/5 gallons of water, right? So I'm going to cut it this way into 5 parts. 5 parts means 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, and 4 lines. And that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts, right? Now, each trunkful holds 2/5. So I'm going to circle 2 out of those 5. Oops, let's do that in red. 2 out of those 5. That's 1 trunkful, right? But it should be full. So I'm going to take 2 from here and put them right there. So let's just go ahead and do that. I'm going to cross this one out and cross this one out. And that means I can fill in these 2 here. And now as you see, that is 1 full trunkful of Elyssa's trunk full of water, and that is 1 time. Then she dips her trunk back in the bucket. Now I'm going to circle another 2/5, right? And now in this one, these are gone and these aren't here, so she gets just these. So she gets 1, 2, 3, 4 out of, in order to fill up her trunk, she would need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 out of 6. So how many trunkfuls does Elyssa get? She gets 1 and 4, 6 trunkfuls, right? Well, we're not quite done because this can be simplified, okay? But we'll come back to that because this mathematical model does a great job of illustrating how many trunkfuls of water she's going to get out of that 2/3 gallon bucket of water, right? She gets 1 full trunkful and then 4, 6 left. Now, let's go ahead and see what the algorithm would look like. Now, if I took that algorithm, I would take 2/3 and I would divide it into groups of 2/5, right? Super. Well, when you're dividing fractions, you can use one of 2 strategies. I can either multiply the reciprocal or use mountains and valleys. I'm going to show both strategies for you. So the first one is multiply the reciprocal. So I'll take 2/3 and just leave it alone. Then the division sign I'm going to turn into a multiply the reciprocal, which means I'm going to change this to multiplication and then take this fraction and flip it upside down. So the 5 is on the top and the 2 is on the bottom. Fantastic. Now I just multiply like normal. 2 times 5 is going to give me 10. So I'm going to drop a 10. And then right here, 3 times 2 is going to give me 6, right? And I got a 6 right there. And 10/6 is your answer. Now it's not simplified yet. I'm going to do that in a moment because this is top heavy or an improper fraction because my numerator is bigger than my denominator. I'll change that in a minute. First, I want to show you mountains and valleys. So let's come back over here. we're going to start with our mountain, and we're going to go 3 times 2, and that is going to give us 6 down here for my denominator, right? Then I'll create my valley, and I'm going to go 2 times 5, and 2 times 5 is going to give me 10 for my numerator. And as you see, whether you use mountains and valleys or you multiply the reciprocal, your answer is the same, and it is 10/6. Now, I always tell my students you can think of fractions in 3 ways: 10/6, 10 out of 6, or 10 divided by 6. Well, let's do 10 divided by 6, use the division. So 10 divided by 6. 6 will go in there 1 time, and that's going to give me 6. When I subtract, I get 4 left over. Now, your remainder becomes your numerator. So I'm going to put the 4 right up here as my numerator. And then your divisor becomes your denominator. So you get 1 and 4/6 right there. And as you see, that agrees with our mathematical model right there. And that, my friends, is your answer. But it's still not simplified because 4/6 can be reduced or simplified. So I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to take 1 and 4/6, and then I'm going to divide it by the giant 1, and I'm going to divide by the giant 1 of 2/2. So let's just grab that and go 2/2. And then 1 divided by 1 is going to give you 1, right? So that'll be 1. And then 4 divided by 2 is going to give you 2 for your numerator. And then 6 divided by 2 is going to give you 3 for your denominator. And that right there, my friends, is your simplified answer and the actual answer to this problem. And right there it is. Elyssa Elephant is going to dip her trunk into that bucket, and she is going to get 1 2/3 trunkfuls of water. And that's going to be lovely because she's pretty darn thirsty, my friends. Hey, that is how you solve this problem. And what I'd like you to do right now is go ahead and back this video up to when I first started doing the mathematical model, and then play a little, pause, and copy, play a little, pause, and copy, play a little, pause, and copy, until you've done the entire problem side by side with me. And that, my friends, is your fastest way to learn. Until next time, I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll see you soon.